What's going on, everybody? We got your three favorite degenerates here. Jesse here. I got Dick to my left.
What up?
Andy to my right.
Here.
We got JDA show episode 3 on deck. We're going to get started with a little Tom Brady talk here. We got some news going there. We're going to work into some Red Sox talk. We're going to talk back on the Celtics, a little NBA. Then we're going to get into our picks of the weekend. We'll make it a little off topic after that. But RJ, you want to start us off?
Yeah, so things are heating up. We're getting real close to the legal tampering period.
When is that? When is that?
I believe it's March 16th.
Close.
It's
So
under 2 weeks
Under
away.
2 weeks,
I
yeah.
believe it might be Tuesday, next Tuesday, the following Tuesday. And I'm going to, once again, go where I'm going to go. He's gone.
Yeah.
It's over.
He's gone,
It's
huh?
becoming more evident by the day.
Oh.
They talked during the week. Didn't go well.
Brady and Belichick.
Brady and Belichick, yeah, I should have specified. Once again, it was
Fake news.
It was quote
Yeah,
unquote
who
business as
where did that
usual,
come
which
out of?
means that Belichick was
Is not treating him any different?
He was hawking loogies into the phone call,
Oh.
and that's not what Brady's looking for.
Tom, you know how we do. Tom, you know how we do business. You're not an exception to anything.
And it's just gonna. That's not what Brady's looking for if he wants to stay here.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
No, That's where I'm starting. That's
I'm just
how
gonna
I
say
feel. I'm not gonna change.
I can't even begin to come up with some sort of guess as to where he's going to land at this point. It's something new every day. The fact that the 49ers are a rumor, which I think is a non-story. RJ, I think you disagree with that.
I do.
But the fact that that's even
Non-story.
a rumor. They just went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. How and
More
you're
like
gonna,
the Niners went to the Super Bowl and they dragged Jimmy G along.
Yeah, he
like,
was a
come on, Jimmy,
sidecar.
you
I'm
want
just
was a
saying,
sidecar.
you can't be. I guess you can because Eli did it with the Giants, but
Yeah.
I was gonna say you can't be that bad and still make it to the Super Bowl. But
Hey, I love the Pats, but you gotta give Eli was not bad for those runs, you know.
Those 2 Super Bowls he was good in. He was on the MVP for
That's
both.
what's gonna get him into the Hall of Fame. Or those 2 Super Bowls, he was garbage the rest of the
I
time.
don't know. I'm just saying I can't keep up with all the Tom Brady rumors. I have no idea at this point.
No, so
I
a lot of
literally have
people
no
are-
idea, and I don't think.
I know where he's going. Right back to New England.
Yeah.
His locker's
Still
gonna be
seems
right
like
next
the most
to.
likely spot for me.
Most what?
Most likely spot for me.
Well, you're back to your 49ers point. So, yeah, would it be probably hard for them to move on from Garoppolo? But you're telling me they're not thinking about it? They didn't trust Garoppolo in the Super Bowl. They had 2 minutes left on the clock at the end of the first half of that game against the Chiefs.
Well,
And-
Yeah, and they would have gone down
ran
and
it.
kicked a field goal if they didn't get called for some BS pass interference.
that was until with 30 seconds left. They
Just
didn't
saying.
trust him.
Beautiful
Yeah.
ball.
They would have been throwing the ball from the get-go on that drive if they trusted him.
Yeah, if you can't trust your quarterback in the Super Bowl, why is he even there? Why is he even there? And he makes a good amount of money. What I think is going to happen is I think there's a good chance even if Brady does not go to the 49ers, I think they're strongly considering it because I think they're interested in Kirk Cousins when he becomes available.
All the
Who's
players,
that? The Niners?
Yes, because Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan's dad, drafted Kirk Cousins in Washington, and Kyle was the offensive coordinator there at the time.
So are you saying they're going to try and acquire Brady for short term and then pick
2
up
years,
Cousins
2
after
years.
his contract
Correct.
with the Vikings is
Correct.
up?
So it doesn't even matter that they're moving on.
So
to a
you think that
28-year-old
Jimmy
quarterback.
G is just a little poster boy for them right now?
Yeah, but I think he's going to come back to the Patriots, and
I
it's going to
disagree.
work out here because I think Belichick's going to bring out the best in him.
What a
like he
story
did when
that
he was
would be.
here.
That would be like an all-time NFL story. You got Jimmy G. He starts, 3 out of the 4 games when Brady's suspended for Deflategate. Performs great. And then obviously Brissett was the other game. But we ship him away to the dislike of many fans and many pundits who think that we should have kept him instead of the old Brady.
It's almost
if
too
he was
good
to,
to
if he
believe.
was to come back,
It
it would
is
be
too good to believe.
it would just be an all-time
I don't
story.
disagree with that.
Which
It is
it would
it's
be an
not gonna
all-time
happen.
story that I don't want to happen. I
Think
want
about
Brady
this, though.
back in New England.
Tom Brady, probably the greatest quarterback of all time. Still playing at a pretty high level, and all of the 49ers players spoke out against the rumors about it. Like, yeah, no.
2 players.
We want
It's not
Jimmy
up to
G,
that.
you're saying.
So you think if Brady
2 players?
walks,
I'm
you think
pretty
if
sure
Brady,
there's more than
if
2
Tom
players.
Brady walks into the locker room, they're really going to be like, we didn't want this guy. We want
Imagine
Garoppolo.
they had that many
Absolutely
punts
not.
where
It's
they're
not
like,
a
They're
good.
winning
It's
next
not a
year.
good message to send immediately, though. Like
They're going to win.
like one failed attempt at a Super Bowl. They're like, all right, we're done with you. Let's bring in the old
it's
guy.
So it's so difficult for teams to get back.
It
After
is
they
different.
lost.
That's a great point.
They're not going to get back there with Garoppolo. They're not. And I think they know that, and that's why they haven't completely shut down these rumors
so what are they?
of it in the last couple days.
I don't. is it going to be like a sign and trade kind of thing where the Patriots extend Brady and then trade him for Garoppolo, or is it just going to be Tom Brady signs with the Niners and we get nothing?
No, I think then Garoppolo is going to go on the trade market. I don't think you can sign and trade in the NFL, but it's going to. Yeah. I mean, the Patriots Bill kind of did the 49ers a favor when he gave them up for only a second-round pick in return. They're close. Belichick's close to the Shanahan.
It would be easy to say, "Oh, the Pats franchise tag Brady," but isn't that in his contract where they can't franchise tag him?
Correct.
Yes. So any other team situation, that would probably be the case, but it definitely wouldn't happen here. You guys haven't really alluded to it. I think he's coming back.
I hear your reasoning.
I got a few little points to go off of here. First off, you see Brady and Edelman joking about whether or not Tom Brady's coming back. Well, Brady's kind of using him too. Apparently today he tweeted about Edelman's merchandise, saying, "Oh, is your merchandise making the same amount as?"
I did see that.
Yeah. I just think so. What I think is, they know something we don't. Obviously, they do know something we don't. Whether it's if he's leaving or going, but I don't think it would be so lighthearted and play with so many people's emotions and be joking about it like this if he wasn't coming back and they were just like, we're gonna get everyone's emotions going and then you'll sign back with us.
Brady did look a little uncomfortable sideline when Edelman was bringing that
uncomfortable.
Granted,
I don't know.
I did see a report saying that how at the end of that video it all looked like
what did he say?
Like,
did he say he's not? Did he say this guy?
I saw something. Nesson wrote an article. Of course, it's Nesson, so take it for what you will. But they wrote an article saying that
bunch
Brady,
of fanboys, huh, RJ?
When he
Nesson's garbage.
What looked like a response to Edelman, he was actually talking to somebody on the court. Like completely aside from
he
Edelman's
said he's
comments.
got it. So it wasn't what anybody thought it was.
Yeah.
Would have been. I
don't know if that's true either, but
I just wish it never got picked up so people could keep trying to interpret what it was all week. He said he's not or this guy. Would have been good, but I don't know how NFL Network figured.
Did he say Laurel or did he say Yanni? You don't know the reference.
No,
all right.
I do. I got your say.
So another thing that I heard today, my guy Dana White, president of the UFC, was on with OMF. Today on WEI, and he's great friends with Robert Kraft. Apparently, Robert Kraft told Dana White that he wants Brady back, quote, very bad. He wants Brady back. RJ would tell you that, what else is he going to say? He's on New England media. What else he's not going to put Kraft out there and say that he doesn't want him back. Well, I trust him.
I know it's really weird for me to look at this in a negative light.
Oh,
it's really
you? In a negative light? What the heck?
Excuse me?
Go ahead.
I look at it as he knows Brady's gone, and he's trying to separate himself. He doesn't want any blood on his hands.
Who's that, Kraft?
He's going to put it out there.
Oh, so the fans.
Turn on Belichick. Because it's going to... I think
you
we can
think
all
he's
agree.
that stupid to put everything on Belichick, and you think Belichick's going to work for him after that?
I don't think Belichick cares. He goes, hey, Rob, do not... He was probably Rob. That was kind of weird.
Bobby.
Yeah, probably Bob.
Bob, come on. You're busting my balls, Bob.
He probably, hey, don't intervene. Let me do my thing. If you want to put all the PR blame on me, because I think we can all admit, if he leaves, the Patriots are going to take a lot of PR from it, some bad PR.
Huge PR.
I know. So Robert Kraft doesn't want to be looked at the bad guy.
Yeah.
So let's act. He knows Dana White's going to say something. So let's act like, hey, I want him back so bad. So when he doesn't come back, because deep down he knows it's not happening, Belichick looks like the bad guy. He doesn't want any blood on his hands.
Riddle me this: so if Brady does leave, which I don't think is happening, but if he does leave and say he has an away game at New England, what are the home fans going to do?
San Francisco comes here too, by the way. If he goes to San Fran,
regardless of what team it is, say it's early in the season. Tom Brady comes back with his other team.
You think Tom Brady would get booed?
No. Listen, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, are they going to show hate towards New England somehow and boo maybe the Patriots, or are they going to be all for Tom Brady? Because
it's going to be mixed.
It's going to be mixed because,
really, dude, at this point, like, what more could you ask for?
Well,
there's going to be a lot of people that are pissed at Bill.
That's what I'm saying.
Surprised if there's Patriots fans wearing whatever team Brady's playing for, his jersey.
It's different. Any other player across any Boston sport, it's different, but, it's Tom Brady. I just think if people will be, Tom Brady, first drive of the game, Tom Brady's team gets the ball, Tom Brady leads an orchestrated drive, throws a nice touchdown pass. You don't think that crowd's going to start cheering for him?
That would be a good way to stick it to Bill, but everybody who's a Tom Brady fan and a Patriots fan also sucks Bill Belichick's dick all the time.
Well, not necessarily.
Everybody,
There's a lot of Brady fans.
Holds him as a god in the
He
NFL.
is a god, and he deserves all that. But I think, personally, that the fan base is more attached to Brady than Belichick, and I don't think that's ever going to change.
Just saying,
I agree.
everybody...
Whether
it's
Belichick
close.
or Brady deserves which one deserves more credit for their success, all the fans are going to gravitate to the player, and they're going to look at Bill Belichick as a scumbag
Belichick
if Brady leaves, and if he gets held responsible for allowing
Belichick has
that.
been held as a god in New England because he's not afraid to get rid of that star player when he thinks that they're not good enough to play for them anymore. Like when he got rid of Revis and what was it, Richard Seymour back in the day or something like that. But
So
the
many
point is
players.
nobody's been on Tom Brady's level, but it's a business to Bill Belichick. If he doesn't see Tom Brady performing at the level he wants his starting quarterback to play at, then he's okay with moving on. And you can't be okay with one and not okay with the other.
I think you got to make an exception for
Granted,
Brady,
in this
man.
instance, I think that Bill Belichick would be wrong to get rid of Brady.
That's
or to
him
let
being
Brady walk
stubborn. If
because
he doesn't make
we
the
don't have a
exception-
good enough second option at quarterback.
If he doesn't make that exception for what you were just talking about, where it's like, all right, I'll pull out the check. I'll sign Brady, even though he's 43. He's probably not worth this money in my eyes. But I'll bite the bullet. I'll sign him here. Buck his normal trend of, I don't care. You're gone.
Right, just because he's a
It's a
four-time,
You're going to lose
because he's a
lot of
four-time Super
players.
Bowl
There's
MVP.
a lot of guys up on the defensive side of the ball. If you're going to,
If you're saying if he signs him, well, it doesn't have to be $30 million.
I'll take Brady back. So this is just me looking at it
Sure.
from wanting the Patriots to win.
Yep.
As a fanboy.
No, this is him being as unbiased, Andy, as possible.
That
All right?
part of me's
Let him
dead.
talk.
That
Let him
part of me died
talk.
Go
a
ahead.
long
I'm
time
sorry.
ago.
No,
I
I'm
apologize.
kidding.
I would be fine with him coming back at 15 something, but if he comes back and
15?
he made 22, I think
Dak
that,
Prescott just got offered $33 million from the
and he
Cowboys.
declined it.
He declined that offer.
Idiot.
Yes,
Now they're
yes.
gonna franchise
Are
tag him.
you
Yeah.
fucking
Now they're gonna
serious?
franchise tag
He
him.
Who does this guy
declined
think
that
he is?
offer?
Apparently he's looking for close to 40.
He's such a choke artist.
Dude, Aaron
loser.
Rodgers doesn't even make that
No,
much money.
he'd be
That
the
would have
highest paid.
made him, I think, the second highest.
No,
paid.
no one makes 40. I think
No, I'm
Wilson is
saying
at-
like at 33, I
he's
think
up
that
there.
would have
He's
been
top
like the
3,
second
top
highest.
Yeah,
4.
him and them and Goff.
My point is, if you bring Brady back for a substantial amount of money, he wants all these weapons too. How much? Your team is already so old to begin with. Devin McCourty's a free agent. Kyle Van Noy's a free agent. Jamie Collins is a free agent. Joe Tooney's a free agent. You are going to lose. I don't think New England, if he comes back for a good amount of money, is the best chance for him to win.
I
think
disagree
He's
there.
got a better chance to win in Tennessee.
I disagree, but even if Brady doesn't sign back, how many of those people you just listed can they really sign? Because they only have so much money, and a lot of those guys are going to be asking for decent money.
Well,
So does signing Brady really hinder how many of those guys they're going to get? They're probably only going to get 3, maybe 2 of them. And if
if you roll with Stidham, I think is only supposed to make $1 million.
Yeah.
You
All right,
have
roll with
that's-
Stidham. See where that gets
So
you.
say you gave Brady $25 million a
Yeah.
year, you have, but you don't, and you
Yeah.
roll with Stidham. You don't bring in some middle of the pack quarterback. You have $24 million to work with, which probably would bring back the majority of those guys. You probably would still lose one, but then
Tooney himself is going to ask for a lot. He's going to
Tooney's
test that
gonna get
market.
paid.
He's going to get. I think he's going to get like
Tooney's a guy that I see.
how much?
him
You said we
leaving.
have only like. Oh, you're saying when you said $24 million to spend, you're just talking about what we might give Brady,
Yeah, the
not what we
difference
have to
between
work
what we
with.
stuck with
Save
Stidham.
on him,
Yeah, I think Tooney's someone who could go for like $15 million a year. He's going to get a
He's
Solder
gonna
type
get paid.
contract.
He's going to get paid.
You know,
That's why he might be a guy with or without.
who would you
Brady that
rather?
walks.
Would you rather lock down all the defensive guys, or would you rather lock down a few of the defensive guys in Tooney? Because I think it all starts with our offensive line.
Absolutely.
I'm ready to get back to having that average defense, a little above average defense, in an
hope that
efficient
Belichick
offense.
coaches them
Right.
up.
Where did the league's best
Because
defense get you this year?
That's what I'm just saying.
Home lost in the playoffs.
Back when the Pats were prolific in say 2009 through 2014, they had no defense really.
Yeah.
They had a few names on defense, but if you look, they were the worst team in the league
Still
in
lean
yardage
on-
yardage
still lean
given
on
up.
Tom Brady to
And
win the game
that
for you.
offense, it's an offensive driven league. I think you should invest in the offense,
agree.
but that's just me.
What do you want them to do at quarterback, though, if Brady walks?
If Brady walks, stick with Stidham. Don't waste any money on another guy because how much worse is Stidham than Andy Dalton or Marcus Mariota, who I heard they have slight interest in?
Yeah, so
I don't want anything to do with either of them.
I don't want any of those guys, but I have a couple of guys that I think
Let's hear
if you're
some.
not going to go with Stidham to potentially trade for.
Like who?
So Matthew Stafford is one of my guys.
I would
He's
love
only
Frat Stafford.
He's only making $7 or $8 million a year. That's a good
I thought
deal.
he was still
What a
on his
gunslinger
massive
Matt
contract.
Stafford
So I
is.
think something if
he
he
got a
stayed
big
with,
contract.
I think if he stays with Detroit, it's more money. But like, there's some type of cap hit. Regardless, I think he's only making $8 per this upcoming
Yeah,
season.
NFL contracts are weird.
And another guy I'd be willing to trade for, but this would be a restructure. I was going to say the guy Nick Foles is making his contract is way too big. It'll be a restructure, but this is a guy that when he gets to the playoffs, magic happens, and Bill could get him there.
Big dick.
Bill, yeah, exactly. Bill's a good enough coach to get him there, and then Nick could do the rest.
I think the Pats will make. I think the Pats will make the playoffs in the AFC. Honestly, with whoever's at quarterback, I just think that's a testament to Bill. That's a testament to obviously if they roll with some garbage quarterback, they're going to have all those defensive guys back. They're going to have a top 5 defense again. How hard is it to make the playoffs in the AFC? What the worst
and
seeds
if
where
the CBA goes through, then there's 3 wild card teams.
But even if it doesn't go through, what the worst playoff team was like 9-7. You tell me the Pats aren't going to go 9-7.
I think they're going 10-6 in the division.
I want Brady back, and I think we need Brady back if we're going to be serious contenders. But making the playoffs and being a serious contender, those are two different arguments. But so let's say this: say he is leaving. Where is his best place to succeed for you?
I still thought that. I mean, before I guess if you're going to consider San Francisco a legitimate landing spot, which I really don't.
Well, then if you don't,
then I would still say the Chargers.
The Chargers, and
I'd still say
because of their weapons.
They have so many weapons over there.
See, I don't think that's a realistic landing spot anymore because I don't really see him wanting to go play for Anthony Lynn. I really don't.
All right, so my little if he leaves spot, which could actually happen if Dak Prescott's asking for this kind of money, is the Dallas Cowboys, and I absolutely think that would be his best chance to win for a few reasons. The division is weak right now. Yes, it's a tough division. Everyone battles each other, but the Giants are young. They're still rebuilding. You got the Eagles who really underperform nowadays. And then what's the other team? The Redskins. Garbage. Absolute garbage.
Sorry.
Absolute garbage. So after that,
3 or 4.
not only is there a weak division there, you got a loaded offensive line. Everyone always touts the Dallas offensive line since Zeke's been there as the best in the league. And then you got those weapons in Zeke, Cooper, and, that's pretty much their weapons.
No,
but they have some other players.
I was always viewing Dallas the way that I'm viewing San Francisco right now. I thought that Dallas and Dak were going to come to an agreement.
Yeah.
Especially after I saw that they offered him $33 million. I can't believe that douchebag turned that down.
It's definitely a long shot.
This guy think he is?
Going to Dallas is definitely a long shot. I'm just saying I think Brady leaving New England is also a long shot.
What's your most likely landing spot that he could win at? Like, how would you narrow?
Tennessee.
See, that's why I have such a problem narrowing
Tennessee.
it down because it's
hard
too
to,
much.
You can't.
It's too much. It's a different fucking rumor every single day. So like,
we got to talk about something.
Well,
he's going to Tennessee.
what else do we have to talk about?
I think he has the best chance to win at Tennessee.
You're saying if you
if
combine
we're not,
likeliness and winning,
if we're not
Tennessee,
thinking, we don't think San Francisco is realistic. If he goes to San Fran, they're winning the entire thing next season.
yeah,
That's
they're
how
loaded.
that team is.
Offense is fast as hell, and that
there's
defense is
and there's
loaded.
a rumor going around that San Fran is really in play because if he goes there, they'd be willing to bring in Antonio Brown, which is apparently he's like really stuck himself to this cretin of a person, Antonio Brown. And I think if all the money was the same, so if New England handed him the same contract and San Francisco handed him the same contract, I think you would choose San Francisco because I don't think you trust Bill to put the right weapons around him.
Yeah, I don't know.
No?
Yeah, I mean,
No. I think he'd rather stay in New England. I think his legacy was born in New England. I think part of him would probably like to keep his legacy in New England as well. So, I don't know. I just don't think that San Francisco is a legitimate spot for him.
They haven't.
I don't.
Okay, I understand that, but they've had days now to come out and say that they're not.
Where did that even come out? Like, I'm just saying.
Tom Curran and some other guys said Deion Sanders randomly brought it up after the combine. It's getting thrown around.
Fuck with Deion Sanders.
Yeah, he's an idiot. But Tom Curran is tied, and I think it's at least getting thrown around, even if it's not that serious. It's getting thrown around.
Who threw it out there too? But I don't know. I just thought that was a pretty crazy rumor, and I didn't really.
Like I said, it's almost like for him to go to the 49ers, his hometown team, and then Garoppolo to come here.
Hey, if we got Garoppolo back
that's like
in exchange for it, I'd be all for it, honestly.
That's like what the fanboys were saying, like, oh, it's all right, we traded Garoppolo, we're going to get him back once Brady retires. Like everyone's like, okay, idiots, you're all delusional.
Yeah.
But now it's like, at least it's getting thrown around, and if I don't hear anything from San Francisco throughout the weekend, where they don't want, if they were invested in Garoppolo, why would they want these rumors? The guy just lost a Super Bowl. Why would you want these rumors to keep circulating?
Yeah, Shanahan in the gym and Lynch, they would come out and shoot him down.
Yes, exactly. He's already feeling horrible about himself. They lost the Super Bowl. Let's let these rumors that Brady is once again going to push him out of a second place. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Well, I wouldn't even want him back in New England for that reason. If he gets kicked out twice, he's folding for his career.
No way, dude. No, if Brady kicked him out of a starting position in San Francisco, and he had the chance to go on Brady's old team and win there,
it would probably light a fire.
So what you said,
right.
Belichick would be the only thing that could save him.
Yeah, you're right. All right, well,
let's move on.
We've talked a lot of Brady, talked a lot of NFL there. I think it's time to get into what could turn out to be a very heated discussion here. We're going to talk about a little Red Sox here.
I still hate the Red Sox.
Specifically, we'll get into
Chris Sale. His arm injury. He potentially might have to get Tommy John.
Let's fill people in. So he's going to see, what's his name, Jeff Andrews?
James Andrews. So apparently, it's come back, and they're saying right now he's fine. Then they're going to give him a week, and he's just going to play catch with somebody.
Sure.
So in my opinion, it seems like they're almost pushing off something that is going to happen, that he's going to have to get it.
Pushing off the inevitable, trying to keep the fan base at bay for a little bit, and then they're going to announce that he needs Tommy John.
Something's going to happen. I think
he can't do it. I mean, he's already had he already had to go for an MRI on his elbow.
During and during the season he went to Dr. James Andrews.
There's no chance, and it's been 3 seasons in a row now that he just breaks down. I mean, I don't even know what he was doing in Chicago too. But
yeah, he talked today or yesterday, and even said Tommy John surgery is something that's been in his life for the last 15 years because of how he's thrown the ball.
Yeah,
so he's known in his build. He's like. What is he, 140 pounds soaking wet? That dude.
I think the three of us weigh more than him.
Yeah.
And he's 6'3".
Well, I would hope the three of us weigh more than him.
Well,
yeah.
You do.
Oh, come on. I honestly probably have him by 50 pounds. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I mean, me too, probably. Look at him.
So, obviously, they gave him the contract extension.
What year did they give that to me? That
after 2018.
After they won the championship with him.
Yes, after they won the championship.
After he came in and closed out those last 3 innings. Last three outs.
Because he was coming out of the bullpen because he couldn't start because his arm hurt.
Yeah.
And then you still gave a guy a contract extension when you didn't have to because he had a year left on his deal.
Yeah,
and you that's
my biggest thing. If his contract expired that year, I wouldn't have been thrilled if they re-signed him, but I would have what else are you going to do at this point, you know? That's the only move you had to make. But the fact that you still had a year left on his deal to see how he would hold up the next season, but you still were just like, well, yeah, whatever. We'll just give him 30 minutes. Dude, it's Dombrowski. Dombrowski comes in, he raids the farm system, he spends all the money, and then he fucking leaves. Yeah, we got a World Series out of it, but...
Why give a guy that fades at the end of each season, can't pitch in the postseason, has arm issues... The contract, by the way, is 5 years, $145 million. Why would you give him that deal when you don't have to? Play out the year. Because guess what? He wouldn't be here.
I agree completely.
He would not be here if they didn't
We
do
didn't
that.
know he was going to get hurt.
We did. All signs pointed to it, though.
Not necessarily.
He's broke down every year. There's a reason they said he had a belly ring infection during the playoffs in 2018.
What, you think they were lying?
Yes, dude. They just said he had pneumonia like a week ago and he was going to be out. They're protecting this guy because his arm is complete shit.
I still have faith in Chris Sale, and I was totally fine when they gave him that contract.
I don't understand
What about now, though? You think it's a good contract?
Well, it depends if he needs Tommy John or not.
He does. He will.
You think he will?
And
so Andy Gifford is 100% sure Chris Sale needs Tommy John.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe he will.
They're going to be paying this guy $29 million per until he's almost 35 years old.
He's arguably the best pitcher in the league when he's healthy.
I disagree.
Yeah, there's still probably 3 or 4 guys in front of him.
Like who?
Scherzer.
Because
Scherzer,
in his 3 years,
Verlander,
in his 3 years with the Sox, he has
maybe
a
not
he has a
Kershaw.
3 ERA.
What's in the postseason? Do you know that?
I don't
It's in the
know it
fives.
off the top of
It's in
my
the
head.
fives.
That's all right. I think that's a
That's all right.
coincidence. I
What do
think
you
that's a
mean
coincidence.
coincidence?
I don't think he folds in the postseason like you want it, like the narrative.
Whenever
That
he's
is
been in the
around him.
postseason, he hasn't been.
What
good.
else
In what?
are you
In
gonna-
what?
what else are you gonna
4 or
go
5?
off
In
of?
what? 4 or 5
He
starts?
missed and then the
4
year
or
that
5 starts.
He's had a few bad postseason starts. So what?
and then
Yeah,
he gets,
then he
and
wasn't
he's-
able to play in the postseason.
Well,
And
he
then-
did finish out our season
and
when
then
we won the title.
And then in 2018, he missed the entire month of August and some of September because his arm was fucked. This guy in his ERA, once you get to August, September, it goes down because he's not. People are like, oh, he's a workhorse. Yeah, most workhorses.
He
can
is
make
a
No,
workhorse.
he's not. A workhorse breaks down at the end of each season.
He pitches a lot of innings. What do you want me to say?
He
Dude, you know how many
he
guys
doesn't
can pitch
a
the
lot of
entire
innings.
season and go to the playoffs? He can't.
And still perform?
He can't.
I think he can still, and I think if he gets out of this little James Andrews debacle healthy and he does pitch this season, I think he's going to prove everyone wrong. And he's going to get back to his ways, regular season dominance, which he has done every year except for last year. He had a tough year, but as did the whole entire Red Sox team. So you want to talk down on Chris Sale for his last year's performance? Talk down on the whole team.
I
And talk
shit
down
all
on the
over
management.
team before.
Yeah, well, we haven't shit on him. You haven't shit on him on air. but-
Regardless, there's been one season since the extension. Horrible year, bad year. If he gets Tommy John
Pretty
surgery,
bad year.
No, it's a bad
For
year.
his standards, it's a bad
Still
year.
a bad year for a guy you're paying to be your ace. He was a bum last year. And then if he gets Tommy John, he's going to miss 2 seasons. You're going to tell me that was a good contract extension that you did not have to do because he had a year left on his deal?
I'm not saying it's the best contract extension. I'm saying it's one that the Red Sox were almost forced him to make, and we have
No,
this
they
guy
weren't.
right in our hands who is 2 years removed of leading the league in strikeouts. He had a 2.5 ERA and something like another 2 point something ERA. His ERA is only flubbed for the last 3 years in his Red Sox tenure
Did he have
because
any
of last
Cy-
year.
Did he have any
3
Cy
years.
Youngs?
Second,
No, you know why he did it?
I think he leads the history in second place
Yeah,
Cy Young.
because he breaks down at the end of every single season, and he was hurt in 2018 at the end because he can't last an entire season.
It's because there's
He's
Rick-
not
Rick
durable.
voting.
Gotta
He's
side
not
with Bauer
durable.
on this one, Jeff.
He's not durable.
That's
Don't
that's
side
fine.
with
You
me.
can side with him.
Don't side with me.
I love when you side with him.
What?
That's fine.
No, it's fine. I'm just kidding. But I like
Man
being
in the
alone.
corner.
Listen,
I like being
people
alone.
who can strike out batters like Chris Sale does don't come around once in a while.
That's fine.
You
You
think
don't,
you could just go replace him? We already lost.
you don't give a guy $145 million when you don't have to. You had a year left. I mean, you knew the guy had arm
So,
issues.
what do you
Let
think
it play
the-
out.
what do you think the
Let
rotation
it play
would-
out. Let it play out and see what happens.
I think he did enough to deserve the extension. Maybe they gave him a little more millions than they should have. They tacked on a few more millions. He did more. They won a title with him as their ace. He led the league in strikeouts. Should have won a Cy Young his first year with the Sox.
So you should pay a guy for what he's done, not what he's going to
What
do.
he's done with you the year before, yeah, why not?
He
And you win a
broke
title
down.
with
he
him.
He had no impact on the World Series on that playoff run because he was hurt.
I disagree.
And he was coming out of the bullpen.
I don't understand how you can disagree with that.
How do you say he didn't have an impact on the title?
He
the
absolutely
championship-
did.
championship run.
He had an impact on the regular season, but
In the
when it came to the
postseason, little to
playoffs,
no impact.
he couldn't start a game.
They
Yeah,
made an excuse
so-
that he had
so
a
he
belly
closed-
ring infection.
He closed out the final game of
You
the
don't know
World
that's an
Series.
excuse. Maybe he got a fresh belly ring.
Then I don't want
and,
that guy on my team to begin with if he's getting belly button rings during the
I agree.
playoffs.
All right, that's
This
the
guy's
only,
getting a belly button ring during. Hey, we just beat New York in the ALDS.
He forgot about
that is
that.
all right.
Why don't you
That's
just
something
give me
that
a nice
I.
little belly button ring. Like what? Who do, like?
Yeah,
what?
why
Do you know
are-
any man that has a belly button ring?
I don't judge, but that is definitely a little
A little weird.
unordinary.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I don't believe that it's true. That it got infected too. Like,
Ugh.
I mean, I
It's
believe
almost
it.
too-
That's
this
gross.
is the same guy who cut up his jerseys before a
yes,
game.
when he's on the White Sox.
Yeah,
man,
he's
like
got fire. He's
What a-
got grit.
psycho. But honestly, I take that back. He probably was having that was your excuse. A belly button ring infection, like you did the guy like that.
Well, we'll never know.
He was just going through a phase.
Yeah, a weird face. I'm gonna go to the tattoo parlor. And get a belly.
When
When they extended him, he was under 30 years old.
Oh my god.
Led the
And
league
then
in
you're gonna have to pay until
strikeouts.
he's 35.
Well,
And
we
you
don't
would
know
be
that
in
it's
this
over with
position.
him. We don't even know that he needs Tommy John right now.
Yeah, we do. I'm a
It's
doctor.
gonna happen. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
RJ
So we can
and I
have
are
this
doctors.
conversation again.
You're not.
weeks from now when it happens. But I wouldn't be surprised by the time the next episode happens, by the time we talk here, if it happens.
If it happens, I mean, obviously I'll have to change my stance a little bit. I just think he did what he had to do to deserve an extension. Whether they needed to give him, it was a 4-year extension, you said?
5.
Whether they had to give him $150 million over 5 years, that's a different story, but I think he deserved an extension with this team. He's never won in his career. He came to the Red Sox. He was their ace. He is their ace still. We won a title with him.
Yeah, because our second best.
I don't think we win the title without his regular season production that year.
I do.
You want to argue that?
We don't win a title without him?
Yeah, without him as our ace in the regular season. How's our pitching rotation going to look like without Chris Sale that year?
108 games. I'm pretty sure.
And I'm pretty sure he was responsible for 20 wins that year. Maybe
even though I
less.
believe he missed probably a month and a half of that season. I still bet you're in as the best team in the league there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if we're in as the best team when our ace is 12-4 with a 2.1 ERA.
I don't know if
and 240 strikeouts in only 150 innings.
I don't know if
that type of production doesn't grow on trees.
Why would you pay a guy for what he's done, not what you think he's going to do?
Because I'm sure they probably had more of an understanding than you or Andy or I do. They probably thought and know that his arm injury isn't as bad as people may think, or it's not even an arm injury, his arm issues that you like to call them.
Even though Red Sox ownership thinks it was a bad deal, they fired Dombrowski. Betts could still be here if they didn't have all this money invested into a brittle.
What's that? You wanted to pay Betts $400 million?
No, I didn't. I didn't want to pay him that, but they probably would have.
Would you have rather paid Betts that money than Chris Sale's contract?
I don't want to give any. I wouldn't. If it was up to me, neither. I'm not paying any baseball player $400 million plus. That's why I had no issue with the trade. I know, the fanboys like to freak out about it.
So riddle this. So say Chris Sale is done for the year, and the Red Sox need an arm in the rotation. RJ likes to talk down on JBJ. I'm a big advocate of JBJ. I don't know where Andy stands, let's start with
relax.
No, I'm not going to relax. It's good content.
Well, we haven't even gotten to the subject yet.
Yeah, I'll let you talk. Let
him get it out.
I don't even think they know.
I think we should start with
it. Out of your bowl. By the way, I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, please do.
RJ is drinking water out of a cereal bowl.
Well, do your fucking dishes, and I want
They're done. There's clean glasses up there. You grabbed a bowl without talking to me about where you can find a clean glass.
If anything, this just shows I'm innovative. So that's all I get from it.
You're a genius.
Yeah, I'm innovative.
Would you?
All right, go ahead.
Instead of spending money in buying a pitcher or trading prospects for a pitcher, do you value JBJ, and would you trade him?
Yeah.
Would you trade him for an extra arm in the rotation?
Yeah, because I think you could get something for JBJ.
You do.
Granted, I did read today that the Red Sox are going to offer JBJ an extension,
as they should. By
the deadline at 8 p.m. on Monday or something like that.
Yeah, let's give a guy an extension that's just overrated.
You mean an overrated
outfielder?
A guy who saves runs every single game.
Yep.
How many gold gloves do you have? One? If he's such,
one in 5 years as a starter.
Mookie Betts has more gold gloves than he does.
So it's the name.
What do you mean it's the... Oh,
yeah, and it's also... Mookie Betts plays in right field. There's a lot of good center fielders out there. And I know that might help your argument as well.
Do you know how hard it is
these voters don't get to watch JBJ every game. He just does amazing things out there.
At Fenway Park, right field is hard to play.
So is playing center
I could go out there and play right
field. You
still
still have to play
Fenway.
the monster. You have to play that triangle in the back. Dude, JBJ is an outstanding defensive player.
Not saying he's not. He's still overrated when he does in the outfield.
He wins you games.
I'll take a guy that can hit.
He wins you games more with his glove than he
Every
does with his
team
bat.
has players that are going to hit in the low 200s. JBJ, over the last 6 seasons as a starter with the Red Sox, he's averaging a 240 batting average.
I have 236.
237 is what I have. I'm rounding
up. So you round it up.
0.003 points.
Let's call it 260 and we're even.
So either way, 237. He's a 237 hitter over the last 6 seasons. He's gone for 20 homers twice over those years. He's gone for over 60 RBIs 4 times. Number 1 in stolen base percentage in 28. Not to mention he was the 2018 ALCS MVP. Saved us that series against the Astros.
Did not save us the series. We beat them in 5 games.
Yeah, but it was in a big spot.
They were cheating.
So that's even more props to JBJ.
But they were cheating? That's the only reason he hit well?
So were the Astros.
No, the Red Sox were cheating in that.
Oh, so who was cheating?
Everybody was cheating.
Who was cheating harder? Who's getting the hammer down?
That's the only reason
better
he
at
could actually
cheating
hit
in
the
that
ball.
series.
My point is, every lineup in the MLB is going to have not just one player who's hitting low 200s. Most of them have multiple players who's hitting 200, low
guys
200s.
that make $11 million a year.
So if you think JBJ is so bad with making $11 million a year, who the hell is going to trade for JBJ and give up anything relevant for pitching for JBJ?
Sure there's some idiots that overrate him just
if
like
he's
you
so
do.
bad,
Oh, 'cause he's so,
who are we going to get?
I'm sure there's a couple idiots out there that aren't as smart
Who
as
are
me.
you going to get? Another Rick
Porcello?
Porcello?
He's so flashy. I would take Rick Porcello back at this point because you have nobody that can pitch
JBJ is a staple of our outfield,
Yeah.
and I hope they extend him.
$11 million a year,
I
which
side
is
with
chump
you
change.
on this one, Jesse.
which is
Thank you.
No, it's
Siding
not
with
chump
you.
change. There's 750 players in the league. He's the 122nd highest paid player.
Perfect.
For a guy that hits 236, and that you like to say, oh, he's a great. He's got
237.
1 gold glove.
Four-tool player.
You like to overrate
Four-tool player, and he hits in big spots.
I don't give a fuck what he does running the bases. I know you like to overrate all
He's
the
got a
role
cannon
players.
for an arm. He's the best center fielder defensively in the league, in my opinion.
He's the what?
Best defensive center fielder in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, but he's got 1 gold glove
Yeah,
to show for it. That
as
makes
of
no
2018.
sense.
So
He
then
won one in
name-
2018.
Name the
So he
best.
didn't win one last year.
Okay.
So who's the best center fielder?
I don't know. It's Mike Trout wins a bunch of gold gloves too. And he
Michael
can actually hit the
Jordan
ball at
Jordan
the plate.
doesn't win MVP every year. LeBron doesn't win MVP every year. Doesn't
Oh,
mean
so
they're
now
not the
we're-
best
now-
player in the
now we're
league.
comparing JBJ.
Well,
to-
I'm comparing
to
their award
situations
status.
from a different sport with LeBron and Michael Jordan.
Okay.
You overrate him. I'm not saying he's a bad outfielder. He's a very good outfielder. But to say he's the best center fielder in the league is
I said
insane.
he's the best defensive
Same
center
thing. I know
fielder
that's
in the
what you meant.
league.
Best defensive center fielder in the league is ridiculous.
Well,
because if that was true, he'd have more than 1 gold glove, right? So
Well,
how come he's not winning it every single year?
He's
not even close.
He
He's
was
got
very
one.
unknown
He just
before
finally
20.
got
He was
one.
very
He just
unknown before he
finally
won it
got
in
one.
2018. He won it in 2018.
He's 30 years old and
I'm
he's
sure
got
someone.
one.
So what? He's been starting for the Red Sox for 5 seasons.
And he's got one. You just said he's the best center fielder in the league.
There's a lot of
defensively.
established names before he got his name out there. There's a lot of voters that are
The
voting.
guy they just brought in, Kevin Pillar, is probably almost just as good as a defensive outfielder. And I get.
Man,
and
that
I
would
bet if
fit
you
your
watched
narrative,
him-
but it doesn't.
I bet if you watched him every single day like you've watched JBJ, you would also overrate him and say he's better than JBJ. Just because you watch him every day
I
and
don't
he
think
plays
I
for your
would.
team. I know you overrate the role
regardless
players,
of
it's
if I
fine.
regardless if I overrate him or not, hell no, I wouldn't trade him for some fucking pitcher. Oh, excuse my language. I wouldn't trade
okay,
him
you
for.
can swear.
I wouldn't trade him for a
said fuck
pitcher
it.
because if you say he's so bad and he's so overrated, what kind of talent are we going to get in return for him? Probably some garbage pitcher that we're going to get rid of in a year anyways. Why not keep the lockdown center fielder who's going to make up for our other outfielders?
You're overrating defense.
Oh,
all I
I'm
have to say.
overrating
I think you're
defense?
underrating defense a little bit. I'm
Man,
saying
maybe
this
we
guy,
need to meet
this
in the
guy,
middle.
this guy
But I'll
can
take a
save
guy
you
that can
runs
actually
night
somewhat
in,
hit.
night out.
No,
He can.
So you think that happens every single game?
no,
that there's
I'm
a
saying-
play.
I'm
Yeah, but
saying he
when the
can do it.
opportunity
I'm saying
to
he
save it
can
is
do
there,
it
he
night
will
in,
do
and
it.
those
night out.
plays don't happen that much. I can
They
guarantee
happen.
you that.
They happen more often than you're putting off.
So
Maybe
he's
less
just
often
making,
than
he's
we're
just out
putting
there
off.
making web gems every night. He probably makes a web gem once every 10 games.
Nah,
probably
Oh,
more
that's
than
a
that.
pretty good
Probably-
rate.
probably
You're
not
telling me he
really.
has 16 web
10%?
gems a year?
10% of games.
probably
he's
more
out
than
there
that.
making a
It's
game
probably
winning
more
play
than
in the
that.
outfield. I'll go back.
10
Well,
and
games?
that's
I'll watch all 162 and I'll get
Yeah,
back
maybe
to you.
he
next
doesn't
time.
more
rob
than
a home
10%
run.
because there's not 100 games in the league. There's
Okay,
actually
whatever.
162.
Maybe he doesn't
That's
rob a
still
home
not
That's
run.
like
a lot.
almost 20%
Okay,
of
so
the
come
time
at
he's
my
making a
math
web
now.
gem.
Come at my math now. That doesn't matter. It's still not. It's not impactful enough for me to really think that he's that good.
Let's
I
keep
think he's
JBJ
completely
till he
overrated.
retires.
Yeah,
And
you
let's
love that.
let's
put
retire his number.
Yeah,
Retire his
exactly.
number.
Let's put 19 or whatever fucking number he's winning.
I'm sure he'll win another ALCS MVP too in his time here. But what more can we say about that?
Yeah,
I think we've
overrated.
talked.
Yeah, we're enough about baseball.
I think we've heard a lot of RJ's side, a lot of our side. Let's get to what the people and what
How's that
we
water,
really
boy?
want to talk about here.
It's delicious.
Let's get to some NBA and some Celtics talks. Last 3 games, what are the Celtics? 2-1 in their last 3. They took a tough L to the Rock.
1 and 2.
1 and 2. Two hard L's they took. What was it?
Houston, Brooklyn, they beat Cleveland.
Oh,
last
that
night.
Brooklyn game, it hurts because they're banged up. Big Perk said it. They're
No,
banged
that
up.
doesn't
But
even, that's not even what hurts about it. It's the way they blew the game.
the way they blew the game, honestly.
No
they
bench
gave up.
help.
They gave up 51 to the Nets in the fourth quarter.
I will say,
27
listen,
to Paris LeVert in that quarter.
if
Or was it
Gordon
27?
Hayward, Jaylen Brown, and Kemba Walker aren't out for the majority of fourth quarter and overtime,
Tatum was out too.
and no Jason Tatum, that's right. Karis LeVert's not going off like that. The Celtics aren't losing that game.
Well, Kemba,
it is a bad loss, though.
Kemba didn't play in overtime because, he had to really overexert himself in the All-Star game, an exhibition game.
What? Yeah.
And then, Marcus Smart got himself fouled out because he played like a dipshit down the stretch. But, he makes game-winning plays. Woo!
He does. You don't want to start talking down on Marcus Smart. That's going to lose you a lot of.
I don't care. No one likes me anyways. Think it matters to me?
Yeah, and
I'm just saying.
Jalen
Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year. You heard it here first.
We watched overtime.
Yeah. It was a hard loss.
That's how it shows how bad their bench
their
is.
lineup was it was Carson Edwards, Wanamaker, Semi Ojeleye, JaMychal Green, and Tice.
Yeah.
What a lineup!
That was
overtime.
Honestly,
it was like watching the summer league.
You got the last
perfect example of seeing how weak our bench is. Yeah,
Granted, we're injured and people will move down, but
you have nobody that can get their own. That was always my point. You have nobody on the bench. What did Wanamaker do? Your guy, I know you love him.
He made a couple boneheaded plays. He
airballed the three. I think he front ran the layup.
So what I can say about that is, yes, he looked like shit in that situation, but wasn't he the guy at that point based off the lineup? Like, that's not his role. He's not the main guy on offense. And with the people we had on the floor, he kind of had to try to be the main guy because he gets the most minutes out of most of the people in that lineup.
Understood.
I'm just saying.
Understood, but
he'll never be asked to do that in a real game.
But that's saying that there's no guy on our bench who can step up.
Well, Marcus Smart or Hayward are going to be getting pushed down to the bench when we're fully healthy. And when
we stay fully
and
healthy.
Rob Williams, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I will say that if you could strip one good thing out of that was that Rob Williams
is back and he looked
10 or 12
good.
Points in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
that was the silver lining.
He's going to be huge for us down the stretch if healthy. I'm just saying. it's about time the Celtics finally get healthy. For fuck's sake, I feel like ever since the KG,
miss another week.
Ever since the Big Three era, this team has just been riddled with injuries always.
Well, they're not gonna. Brown's gonna be out the next week. Too.
Well, that's fine. I mean, for me, it's seeding. RJ would probably disagree. For me, what the Celtics are gonna do in the playoffs, it doesn't matter what seed they have. It's more about if they're healthy and how they're gonna gel together and perform.
They're not going on the road in Toronto and Milwaukee and getting to the championship.
I think they could if they had to, because they're the most talented team in the East, top to bottom.
What?
Yeah, they have the most talent,
top to bottom.
Yeah.
They have nobody like 12 through 8. They have like 6 guys that can play.
All right, sorry.
Milwaukee's
top to bottom was
like
the wrong figure of speech. I'm saying they have the most talent on their team.
That's wrong again.
Is it wrong?
They have no player close to Giannis.
Okay, that's one player. Who else is there after Giannis? The Celtics have
Jaylen
Brown, Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart.
Gordon Hayward is not going to give you anything.
He's a former 23 points a game player, the best player on the Jazz 2 years ago.
Yeah, and what has he been since he broke his foot? He's not going to.
He's still the same guy.
No, he's what? He's not the same guy.
It's in there. It's there somewhere. It'll come out. Maybe in the playoffs, maybe down the stretch.
Because that really is
I know
a handful of games.
We've seen it this year. Didn't he come close to dropping 40 points this year?
Yeah, how many months ago was that? And then he got hurt again. He's been a shell of himself.
It doesn't matter.
He does not have.
If the Celtics are healthy and
because when we were watching
Gordon
the game
Hayward's
last
there,
time, and when he shot that shot in overtime against Houston, you went ugh.
Yeah,
because
he bricked it.
The guy's got no killer instinct. He's got something wrong up there.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
he does. He's mental. He's not right mentally.
You don't have to.
What did I say that was so bad? What are you talking about?
It's not mental.
He's not right, is what I was saying.
I'll argue till I lose my voice that the Celtics are the most talented team in the East. And there's many analysts who have come out and said that over the past few days. You got Kendrick Perkins who said it. Homer,
that's a real unbiased opinion.
No, but then there's
like
one more who said it.
Fanboys.
I forget who the other person was. There's been a few people who have said it the past few days, and I agree with them. If you know basketball, you see why the Celtics are the most talented team in the East.
If you overrate the team every season, you really know how much talent they have.
Miami's looking pretty good.
Their ceiling, if they sit in the third round, their ceiling is the second round.
What do you mean if they sit in the third round, their ceiling is the second round?
Sit at the third seed. They're not making it to Milwaukee.
That's just piss poor.
Not.
That's piss
it's
poor.
Really not.
I expect better.
No, do you really?
No,
yeah.
I don't.
No,
I
actually,
expect exactly this.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't know.
Well, that brings us. Are they going to get the 2 seed? No.
No, at this
point, with the injury bug. I don't think they're going to get the 2 seed. And like I've said before, I don't think it matters. But
Yeah,
I've said what I have to say on that, and there's nothing more to argue about.
Next episode, do I need to go get the numbers of what it's like when you play on the road?
Sure, I don't care.
Okay, so you're just going to ignore the numbers and ignore facts.
Celtics,
like.
2010, 4 seed, made it to the finals.
That's right. They're when? Was that
2010.
10 years ago? You like to use
live in the
outliers.
past. You like to live in the past.
No,
sorry, I'm just pulling things that happened with this franchise and using it as an example.
Yeah, one time. How often, like when you said how something to do with how the Celtics beat whoever the fuck it was, Cleveland. Or no, sorry, you said when Dallas beat somebody, or Golden State beat Dallas.
Oh, in the first round as
how
the 8 seed?
How often does that happen?
Doesn't happen often.
Okay, so
but
exactly.
That's different.
So
that's an 8 seed beating a 1 seed.
That's something that happens like 2%.
You're overrating home court advantage. That's what it comes down to.
I don't think I am.
Well, you are.
I'll get the numbers. Next episode.
Oh, well, the numbers don't tell every story.
Okay.
Just like the numbers don't tell with Chris Sale. You know, he has all these great numbers that I use to back up, and you're like, oh, regular season this. He doesn't do this at the end of the season. Well, it's numbers.
I've had no issue
with
argument
Chris Sale's
regular season. When did I say anything about his regular season numbers? They're fine. And his postseason numbers are bad. His postseason numbers are bad, and that's what I used. What do you mean, no?
I don't even know what to say to that. That's all I gotta say.
Andy, you got anything to bring to the table?
No, I was trying to pull up the number, but I can't.
Like how many seeds?
The record for road playoff teams, but I can't find it. So I wasn't really listening. You guys.
If you got talent, you can win on the road. It's just a road game. It's the same hoop, the same court. It's not a big deal.
All right, we'll find out.
Yeah, we will find out.
I was right last year. I'm going to be right again this year.
That's fine.
I'm going to be right about
we don't have
Brady.
We don't have that cancer on Kyrie Irving on the team anymore.
Your wee-wee's just going.
The guy that you defended when he was here, and you were a big fan of Kyrie.
Who didn't? Nobody saw what he was going to do coming.
You sure? Or did I call it out like?
Sorry,
2 years ago. 2 years ago, his first year.
You were going out on a limb hoping that would happen.
No, I knew.
That was a random ass pick, and you got lucky. You got lucky. All right, there we go. Before we move on from the NBA, how about this? I'd like to just say a word on how impressive Zion Williamson's been.
Rookie of the year?
Let's not get carried away. He missed a lot of time. He missed a lot of time. His numbers.
You still give it to Ja?
Yeah.
I don't know who I would give it to. I would have to think about who I would give it to.
Well, it's
but
him or Ja, isn't it?
I know I'm forgetting someone. There's other names that are in the discussion. I can't think of them
right now. I think
it's
probably going to be Ja. Maria.
Either way, he's been super impressive. You know, I think he's averaging something like 23 points.
Yep.
In what, like 10, 15 games. I remember that night we were watching the game here, and I called him out on Twitter. Said, "Oh, this guy's, he's lumbering around. He doesn't look that good." 5 minutes later, he hit 5 straight threes. I didn't even think he had a 3-point shot in his arsenal.
He doesn't really, but if you could add that to his game, then, dude, he'd be.
Speaking of
Here's
lumbering,
something you're wrong on, though, RJ. I mean, didn't you call Zion being a complete bust? Granted,
no, I don't know what you're talking about. You shouldn't go into my history of my tweets and go find that.
Because I know
no, he's impressed me. He's
only played what'd you say, 15, 20 games,
something like that. He's averaging something close to like 23, 9.
Doesn't look like a bust.
When I say a bust, it also can mean because he's not going to
live up to his hype or
stay healthy. He doesn't exactly have the best build for a guy.
And you see him lumbering around out there.
Would you eat your words if he carried NOLA to the playoffs?
I mean, I guess
they're close. They're in the hunt.
I don't think they're gonna. They lost last night. They play Miami tomorrow night. It's just kind of they would make it if he was healthy the entire season. I can admit that.
Those 3 teams are going to lose a lot of games. Those bottom 3 teams in the West, when the Grizzlies, Trailblazers, and Pelicans, it's going to be an ugly race for that 8 seed.
The Pelicans
are both
nice,
under 500 too, right?
Yeah, and the Grizzlies are 500, and those other 2 teams are like 3 games back. Yeah,
the Pelicans are nice with Zion on the court.
I think
Zion, Lonzo, Ingram, JJ Redick,
Derek Favors.
Dude. Don't compare him. People keep trying to so I keep seeing these lists on Twitter where it's like top players under 25. And people have him at 1 or 2.
Not
fair. How do you have him in front of Luka?
How do you have him in front of Tatum?
Right now I don't think you could put Zion in front of Tatum. Zion's played 15 games.
Yeah.
And Luka got his 22nd triple double of the season last night.
I think he broke the Mavericks record for career triple doubles.
Broke Jason Kidd's record last night. But we're already gonna. He's got a good run, but it all comes down to the hype of what it was with him coming out of the draft. What they thought he was going to be.
Speaking on that, I think it's totally unfair and completely ridiculous to compare this guy to LeBron James. I mean, people want to compare him because they're
so horny to do that.
Yeah, they want to do it because
they're so horny to compare everybody.
They're both high flyers. If you look at their games, they're totally different. Zion plays like a freaking big guy. I mean, he's down there. I think 90% of his buckets are coming from inside the paint on a given night. Yeah. He's averaging. Sure, he's shooting like 60% or something crazy like that, but. LeBron James is just it could be once in a lifetime. I mean, that guy coming out of coming out of high school.
Could be the greatest of all time.
Yeah, obviously right behind Michael Jordan. I'll never give that up, but he doesn't deserve to be compared to LeBron. I know people want to do it. He'll never be LeBron. He'll be Zion. Yeah. And that's going to be pretty good, too. And who knows? Maybe a Hall of Fame worthy down the line.
Nobody's ever going to be LeBron, so I don't know why people put this pressure on a guy coming out of college.
Because everybody's
it's just so unrealistic.
Everybody's so eager to find the next greatest of all time because we've seen a lot of guys in our generation and in recent history surpass some of the all-time greats. Like Tom Brady has solidified himself as the all-time great in the NFL. LeBron has made a case to be the best NBA player of all time in the NBA. You have outside of the NBA and NFL, if you want to talk about the MLB, you're talking about Mike Trout being one of the all-time greats in baseball, Alexander Ovechkin. I mean, those guys, there's just been so many guys in front of them, but still, no matter what sport you're talking about, sports media is always looking for who's going to be the next best of all time, and it's not that hard to come by these days. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. There's really not much more I can say. Zion's a great player. I think if his Pelicans can get the 8 seed, no matter who the 1 seed is, they can win a few games and maybe make some noise because they have all that experience and all that talent. I mean, you said Brandon Ingram. That guy's averaging 25 and 7 right now. He's legit. So the Pelicans got a good chance.
We'll talk betting.
Yeah. You guys want to get a little betting talk in here? Get to start with maybe our little pick of the weekend. Let me get this on the record. It's not a lock. Last week I brought up Richie Verinsky to win the Honda Classic.
How'd that go?
He was plus 30. He shot plus 3 the day after I put that prediction up.
I was rooting for him.
Yeah.
So I
RJ wasn't.
I said, I wasn't. I said lock of the weekend, and I picked Houston and Celtics the over. Missed by a long shot.
Really? What was it, 235 or something?
It ended up being less, 220 maybe around there.
Yeah.
But I got another lock of the weekend.
Let's hear
it. You. We got a big UFC fight coming up in 2 days, and I got a little parlay I want to throw at you.
Oh, let's hear it.
It's a 3-team parlay. We got Israel Adesanya defending his middleweight championship, 185-pound division. I got Joanna. Not going to try and say her last name right now.
I have a picture with her.
Nice flex. All right. And then I have this young kid named Sean O'Malley, whatever his name is.
Sugar Sean, the pothead.
Winning. And you throw these. So Adesanya and O'Malley are probably are both in the minus 200s, minus 300 range. And Joanna's plus 1 something. You throw a quick $50 on that to win $155. You're guaranteed to win.
Guaranteed?
I'm going to start
RJ Rose has that guarantee?
Yeah, last week was an outlier. This is where we really start. Locks of the weekend. Lock in that parlay if you want to make some money. You're welcome.
Yeah, it could be some serious payout, too. I don't know the odds. You should have looked.
I did say them. I don't know what the overall parlay odds were when you combine them, but I know individually,
What did you say them? What were they again? I missed them.
Sean O'Malley was minus 3 something.
Yep.
Adesanya was minus 2 something, and Joanna was
underdog,
plus
right?
100 something.
That's got to be $100 to win something $300-$400.
Yeah, I said it was 50 to win 155.
Okay, yeah, so maybe a little less than
a little less,
said,
but still, that's a good chance that bet would hit them.
I like that, RJ. That's you know me. I love my parlays. That's a solid little parlay there.
This guy's batting 600 parlays.
Not quite, but. Maybe over 300, hopefully.
That's a good batting average.
Yeah, right. Andy, you got any picks for us here?
I do have a lock. I think last week I was stupid enough to say that I picked my my Clippers to beat. Who was it?
No, you picked Denver outright.
Picked Denver.
to beat
Yeah,
the
I'm pretty
Clippers.
sure I locked Denver in
You
to beat the
did, and they
Clippers,
lost,
they lost
right?
by like 40.
Yeah.
I think they lost by like 47, dude. It was like
Yeah.
their worst loss of the season. So
maybe we
that was
definitely
tough. I think I'm gonna go with a little bit of a safer pick this week. I'm locking in the Thunder at the Knicks. -7. They're on the road. The Knicks just had the worst home crowd show up in the last 13 years amid the Spike Lee controversy, which is wild. I didn't think that many New Yorkers would be behind Spike Lee, especially because did you guys see Spike Lee come on First Take?
Yes, and you see what Stephen A. said today, that when D-Wade was a free agent, that Spike Lee was on the phone. Like, he worked for the Knicks trying to recruit Dwayne Wade to New York.
All I'm going to
is
say,
what it is.
when I saw Spike Lee on First Take, he sounded like he didn't even know what he was talking about. He sounded like he was just bullshitting the whole time. That's just what I got out of it, but whatever. You know, the Knicks have a hardcore fan base, and they obviously love Spike Lee. And the fact that the owner's name is blank is I'm drawing a blank on
James Dolan.
Yeah, the fact that him
Idiot.
the fact that him and Spike
Andy
Lee
or James Dolan?
Dolan.
All right, I thought you were talking about Andy.
The fact that him and Spike Lee are in this little war right now, and that many New Yorkers are behind, like in Spike Lee's corner, is pretty wild to me. So, again, it's a long explanation, but lock in the Thunder, dude. I think the Thunder will smack the Knicks.
All right, well,
You could even buy extra points on that.
this wouldn't be a show if I didn't bring in a little soccer here. We're bringing it back to the English
It's funny
Premier
because I
League.
put my guard down, and I completely forgot he was going to
Yeah.
bring us at some point.
You know, I wasn't as prepared for my pick of the weekend, but Manchester United always has me held down. We got the Manchester Derby coming up.
No, they're losing the
of
city.
you,
They're losing the city.
for those
this
of you who
weekend.
don't know, that means Manchester United is going up against Manchester City.
Yeah, all right.
To compare that to, American sports, that's like Red Sox, Yankees, ALCS matchup, something like that. Those people go wild out there in England. Right now, Manchester United is a huge betting underdog. They're plus 400 just to win the game. So $100 would pay out $400. In the last 9 games throughout the whole league, Manchester United has gained more points than any other team in the league. They're 6-3 with they're 6 wins, 3 ties, no losses. Manchester City is without their best player, Kevin De Bruyne. It's a great bet. Put some money on Manchester United plus 400. Great payout. If you want to couple that with a bet, take Manchester United's best striker, Anthony Martial, as the first goal scorer in that game. That's plus 600 odds. Drop a little bit on each. Maybe you'll come out times a lot. So
What if I bet like 4-0 Man City? What would that win me?
4-0 Man City would probably be like plus 1,500. So if you have $100 to throw around and you want to lose it, go ahead.
I think you probably quit your day job if it hits.
Yeah.
I don't know what the payout.
I don't know. I don't know how much.
Thousands.
I don't know how much Dix is paying, but that might cover it.
You'd be good for a few months.
Yeah, you'd be good.
So going around the league.
Yeah,
our
so-
picks against the spread or
so,
money
yeah.
line if we're gonna do some NHL.
So
picks.
everyone did pretty horrible with our picks against the spread last week. So RJ, he actually, and it's not his fault. There were a lot of tough picks here. RJ had a tough week. He went 0-4, and we're going to be keeping a running tally of these, and we're going to figure out some rewards, some punishment for. We're going to give a date, and whoever's got the worst record, the best record by that time for these picks, whatever.
Punishment.
Yeah, we'll find something out. Maybe we'll get a JDA tattoo somewhere.
I already got one.
Yeah.
Self promotion.
Right on his ass. No. So RJ went 0-4 for his picks last week. Me and Andy had a pretty piss poor record too. We went 1-3.
Better than RJ.
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna get to the picks this weekend. You want to run us through the picks and see how we got? You got the spreads with you, or do we have to look them up?
I can pull them up right now.
Yeah.
You
That.
probably should have been more prepared
Go ahead.
for this.
Yeah. No.
Let's
No
Let's
big
do money
deal.
line. Let's
Name
do
the
money
games,
line.
and I'll throw out the spreads.
That's fine. We can.
I got the spreads right here.
You got them right here. If you got them right here, that's fine. So the first game is you sure you got them here?
Well,
So we got 2. We'll start with the NBA games. Then
Yeah.
you're gonna have to switch to the NHL games
okay,
here.
yeah,
We
go
got
ahead.
Miami.
So
versus-
our first game is Miami at home versus New Orleans Pelicans. And he's getting the spread up
we
now.
got Lakers, Milwaukee.
Yep.
And then we're going to switch it up and do 2 NHL games. These ones we're just going to pick money line. We're not trying to pick puck spread.
Yeah, puck line. We don't
yeah,
really
what is it?
we don't
What do you
really
call it? Puck
entertain
line?
that. Yeah, puck
Yeah.
line.
And then it's Vegas versus Winnipeg and the Colorado Avalanche at the Vancouver.
For those
Canucks.
of you who don't know, Vegas is an expansion team, and they've exceeded expectations since they've been they joined the NHL 2 seasons ago
Yeah, it's
maybe,
their third season.
and they lost in the
First year.
Stanley Cup. They lost in the Stanley Cup the first year, and
now
they made a good run last year too. So
Seattle is also getting an expansion team.
really,
So
what are they going to be? The Seattle coronaviruses? Because I know Washington's struggling
they
pretty
got
bad
up to
over there.
70
I don't know what
confirmed
they're gonna be
cases. They
called.
doubled their cases.
Yeah, that's pretty. We don't need to get off topic too bad right now, but that coronavirus might be a little more serious than we want to let off. But.
I kind of crapped all over it last episode.
Me
I
too.
may or may not be putting on hand sanitizer every time I go into
Yeah.
a doctor's
I may have
office.
crapped all over it last episode, and then we got like 20,000 more confirmed cases, but no big deal.
I suck.
Alright.
It's just the flu.
So for Heat Pelicans, New Orleans actually -1.5 in that game.
New Orleans is
Miami.
-1.5 on the
would take-
road?
Yeah.
Are we sure that
No,
New Orleans is on the road?
New Orleans is at home.
All right, so whoever made this typed it wrong. So New Orleans is at home against Miami.
Just say.
New Orleans
taking
is
Miami.
-1.5. You're taking Miami to cover the 1.5.
Miami.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna take New Orleans. I'll get this written down here. So RJ and Andy got Miami.
What about Bucks?
I'm
Welcome
taking New
to
Orleans.
Miami.
Jesse, New
Yummy,
Orleans.
yummy.
Yeah. What about you guys? Feel free to
Bucks,
give your picks
Lakers.
there.
The Lakers are -1 at home.
Take
minus-
Milwaukee.
I'll take the Lakers.
I'm gonna take the Lakers in a blowout because the blueprint to cover Giannis has been uncovered by the Miami Heat. Giannis had a season low 13 points in their last game against the Heat, and the Heat don't have anybody like LeBron to cover Giannis. So I'm gonna go with the Lakers there. So RJ, you have Milwaukee, right? And Andy has LA. I also have LA. And let's
Now we
get
can
to
just go outright.
these money lines here. You got the
Oh, we're doing
expansion.
money lines on hockey?
Yeah, we got the expansion Knights versus a formidable opponent, the Jets.
Vegas. I got Vegas.
I'm taking Vegas as well.
I'll pick the Jets.
Yeah, there. Way to make it interesting, Andy. I got LA as well. Going LA.
Then we got Colorado versus Vancouver. I'll take the Avalanche.
Do either one of you betting degenerates know like how to decipher like a line in hockey? Like, what does it mean if Vegas is -135? I have no idea.
That just
just
means if you bet 100, if a team is
so
minus
that's
135.
That's just the payout. Odds?
So if it's ever
Okay.
minus, you have to bet 135
Okay.
bucks to win 100.
So that's what it is for like baseball too.
That's how
right?
it is for
that-
all money lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No, that's how it is for all money
There's
lines.
a spread, the run line, the puck line. That's just a whole different
okay. So
conversation.
yeah, this is just showing me.
I'm gonna go with the weed friendly Coloradoians. I don't think that's how you say it, but I'll take the Avalanche as well.
That's a good try.
Yeah, I tried.
What about you, Andy? Who you got? Just pick one. Who cares?
Yeah, I'll take the Avalanche.
I guessed.
Who'd you take?
I took Colorado. I don't know.
You idiot! You don't even know what you're talking about.
UMass alum Cal McCarr is going to get the dub done.
So in next episode, we'll get back to you with the results of these picks, and we'll update the records, and we'll find something funny at the end of our time to do a punishment or a reward, whatever. But
I'm gonna come up with something good.
yeah, let's come up with something good, huh?
Medieval on your asses.
Yeah, make it comparable to like being last place in a fantasy football league or something,
No, something worse.
Yeah, all right. Well, a couple little off-topic things here. I guess just one little thing I saw over the news this past week. You guys remember that craze where people there's this maybe a week-long, 2-week-long thing where people were going into grocery stores and they were opening ice cream jugs, licking them, and then putting them back on the shelves, and they were recording the whole thing. They thought they were real funny.
The kid in Texas who got
Yeah,
sent to jail.
yeah. So this kid,
I saw that too.
this little fucker, finally they caught him.
Good.
Thank God. And he's in jail for 30 days now.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the crime they're charging with
He
him.
had to also reimburse the creamery like $1,500 because they had to remove all their product. On
$1,500. You got to go to jail for 30 days and pay $1,500.
And I
What's
saw
worse?
in that article
Should
that
go longer than 30 days.
I saw in that article
Hang
that
him.
he was buying the tub of ice cream that he allegedly licked. So like it's not like the one that he put like it may.
Oh,
have
so
just
they're
been, like, a
saying that it was
social-
for the
May
video.
have just been a social media stunt, but regardless, those people drive me fucking crazy, and it's so disgusting.
They're mad people that are just on social media for clout.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Clout.
It reminds me.
It's
You guys
recognition,
saw
for
the
those of you who don't
video
know.
that recently surfaced. Like it was a viral video of the old dude at Whole Foods who was sipping like the broccoli
Yes.
cheddar straight from
That's
the ladle.
disgusting.
Oh.
You didn't see that?
No, I didn't.
Dude, this
see
old guy just like went up took the ladle straight out of the soup and was just sipping soup straight from the ladle and then
Another
put it right
reason
back
why I
in the soup.
hate old
that.
people.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Another
Well,
reason why I hate
and to
old
go off
people.
that, that's why that
If
you get that
guy-
at Whole
if that
Foods. You
guy
don't get that
died
at
a
Big
horrible-
Y.
If that guy died a horrible death,
I wouldn't care.
Whoa.
Maybe
No, I'll say
celebrate.
it. If you're gonna
disgusting!
You're saying yeah.
if you're gonna go to a grocery store, okay, and there's a thing of soup,
You're
you're going to drink out of something that other people are going to bring back to their families,
Yeah.
I hope you burn to death. And I say that with complete conviction. I don't care if you die. Because the way I see it, you're the scum of the earth.
Yeah, no.
Do you know how many people... If that didn't get caught on recording, how many people were then going to go use that and get
People
his
still
disgusting...
probably use it unless I hope the person who
I agree.
recorded that like just dumped that soup all over the floor. But
That's just like I like seeing that. I was like praying, like please make sure you
The
said
balls-
something to the people
the
that
balls
work there.
that guy must have had, like walking straight up to the soup, like I don't give a fuck about anybody. And
Record
anything.
me. I don't give a shit.
Going off of that, do you guys
I'm
believe
having
in,
some broccoli cheddar soup.
do you guys believe in ghosts? I was just curious.
You
Do you guys believe in like paranormal activity?
Yeah, I kind of believe
Yeah,
in ghosts
you
a
do?
little bit. You know, I don't know, but yeah, sure. I'm
believe-
open to it.
I believe I've had a couple of paranormal experiences.
Oh.
One being here. Did somebody die here?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was one night I was trying to sleep on
Actually,
the couch.
don't remember. I think my great aunt might.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
remember. Maybe
I
someone
was
died
trying
here.
to sleep here one night on the couch, and I felt like I wasn't alone. That there was somebody tapping on the glass. So I think it was somebody that died.
PlayStation 2 just turned 20 years old today.
Oh yeah, did you see that post? Barstool posted it on their Instagram of all the greatest PlayStation 2 games.
Yeah, I did. And,
Man.
dude.
Took me back.
it really did.
Tony Hawk 4, by the way, is the
Tony Hawk 4,
best,
my
PS2 game.
what's my favorite PlayStation 2 game?
I was a
God,
little upset. Crazy.
maybe
Taxi
Madden
was on that.
2005, but that was for both.
Typical.
That was for both things there.
Madden 2005.
All right, so I played this game once in like I forget which class it was in college. It might have been sociology. It might have been any class. I don't remember. But so what you do? Basically, something crazy happens in Florida every single day. What we're all gonna do here is we're gonna type in Florida man, and then we're gonna type in the date of our birth, not the year. So I'm gonna type in Florida man, April 24th, not 21st. And we're just going to read a couple of the headlines for each of our things, just so you guys can get an idea of how ridiculous this is. All right? It's interesting. You know, we'll end it this way. Florida man, April 24th. Let's just see what comes up here. Read the top two for you.
This pops up right away for me. I'm going to read mine first.
All right, go for it, yeah.
Joshua James was charged with assault with a deadly weapon after officials said he threw an alligator into the kitchen of a fast food restaurant
I got a great one.
at Loxahatchee, Florida on October 12, 2015. Throwing an alligator through a Wendy's drive-thru window.
Mine's bad.
God.
Mine is really bad.
All right, let's hear it.
That's hilarious.
Fucking Florida, dude.
Christian Nichols, a Florida man, is under arrest, accused of video recording himself performing sexual acts on his Siberian Husky dog.
Oh, RJ, you wanted to choose that one?
That's the top one, right when I Google it.
Oh, you couldn't have scrolled down one?
Yeah, I don't want to play anymore.
Jesus. All right, well, I got to get to mine. How about
This is your segment. I
Flor-
can't help what comes up in my Google. You're
Florida
trying to
man-
make me look like a bad guy.
Florida man stabs nephew for hogging bathroom, and then another one is Florida man kisses venomous snake and is instantly bitten in the face by
Both
said
warranted.
venomous snake.
Both warranted.
Yeah, you know, living in a place with one bathroom, I know how that feels. I can't say I wanted to stab someone, but
I'm
had some
I'm
thoughts.
reading one about a guy who barricaded himself naked in his house with a crossbow, saying that he was trying to defend himself from aliens. Goodness.
yeah. So that pretty much reaffirms the fact that Florida is
great.
the most out there state in
Armpit of
the.
America.
It's
Sorry.
not. It's not. Florida just has the Freedom to Information Act. So this shit happens.
Whoa,
around the
whoa!
country.
What does that mean?
It means that all records, like all police and criminal records in Florida, are open to the public.
I guess.
So this shit happens a lot of
That should
other
be
places.
that should be
but
countrywide, in my opinion. But that's another
That's why
debate.
Florida is the greatest state of America.
The greatest. Yikes.
Yeah, I think it's got to be towards.
Can't talk to a girl in Florida without talking to her mother. Family Guy. I don't know when the episode
I
aired,
thought
but
that was like a real saying.
Well, Family Guy said it, so it is a real saying.
Okay.
But I mean, that's pretty much all I got for today.
Okay.
Hey, you guys got anything? Any last?
I think people should. UFC fight Saturday night should be a good one. I bet it'll be more entertaining than the boxing fight a couple of weeks ago. And you have
More
to pay.
entertaining than this.
Yeah, if you're trying
Come
to
on.
get
I'm sorry.
On the way out.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Come on.
Jeez.
If you're trying to get
I had
into,
fun
if you're
today.
trying to start getting into UFC, be familiar with the talk. Now's a good time to get your feet wet because there's a lot of great fighters out there.
Same with soccer. I did watch the Man U Everton game.
Great game, wasn't it?
Last
You were,
Sunday.
You were
It was awesome.
entertained.
It was awesome.
I watched it.
It was good.
RJ doesn't want me to talk any soccer on here, but
nobody
he's a
cares.
closet Premier League fan. So
I like the Premier League, but nobody else
Wait,
really
what?
cares. Here we have to say
out of
about
20,
soccer.
what position is your team in again? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I wish
You have a team?
I wish I was a bandwagon fan and could just pick the most prominent clubs.
Sorry, I've been a Man U fan since I came out of the womb, so I don't know.
I've been a Liverpool fan for as long as I know.
I have two
Good-
Man
good
U
year.
jerseys. How many Crystal Palace jerseys do you have?
Two.
Man.
All right.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
that's
we're
a
gonna-
good spot
yeah,
to end
we're gonna
here.
wrap it
So
up with that.
Appreciate listening like always.
Yep.
We'll be back.
yeah, we'll be back. Hopefully, if we don't get kicked off the airwaves by then. But
Yeah, I don't know if
For
my,
our
I don't know.
ghost
I don't know
story.
if my ghost segment's gonna go over well when I listen to that.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll hear you
Yeah.
next week.
HR might have something to say about that, aka
Yeah.
Peter Gifford upstairs.
We
but
may or may not have to edit.
You might just want to go talk to somebody about it.
Yeah, we may have to
Like a
get some.
professional. You might need to seek professional help.
Long Island
That's not
Medium. I
something
think
that you
she's
need to
got
talk to
I
us
think
about,
Long Island
right?
Medium has a booking available for you.
Don't come to us with
Okay,
that shit
okay, but
next
we might
time,
have to
right?
invest in some editing software or something.
At least tell us before you're gonna say that.
Yeah.
What, you were the one that
Hit us-
said,
hit
"Hey,
us with a
it's
bombshell
off
like that.
topic. Bring in your own subject. Let's surprise one another."
Wildly
You know what?
inappropriate.
God
I'll
damn.
let everybody know next time.
All right.
Okay.
See you guys.
Talk to you later.
See ya.